I've spent decades studying the ancient wisdom of how food impacts our vitality. What I'm about to share with you today could completely transform your health journey if you're over 60. 3 popular milks are silently creating inflammation in your body right now, while 3 others contain healing properties that Western medicine rarely discusses. The final milk I'll share, the one most people overlook, contains compounds that Japanese centenarians use daily. Stay until the end, because this knowledge isn't taught anywhere else, and it might be the missing key to your energy, clarity, and longevity. Hidden truth: what we consume becomes who we are. This is not merely philosophical wisdom, but biological reality. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to what was once harmless. The dairy industry has changed dramatically over the last 50 years, yet most health advice hasn't kept pace with these transformations. The milks sitting in your refrigerator right now could be either healing your body or slowly degrading your health. There is rarely a neutral effect. Most people believe milk is milk, but this simplified thinking might be causing the very digestive issues, inflammation, and fatigue that plague so many seniors today. I've worked with thousands of older adults across monasteries in China and wellness centers worldwide. Those who eliminated certain dairy products often reported significant improvement in joint pain within just 2 weeks. Others found relief from chronic digestive issues that had troubled them for decades. Yet the solution isn't to eliminate all dairy. It's understanding which milks nurture our aging bodies and which create silent harm. This wisdom has been preserved in Eastern medical traditions, but is often overlooked in Western nutritional science that tends to group all dairy as either good or bad without the nuance our bodies truly need. Today, I want to share with you what I've learned through years of practice, observation, and study. This isn't just theoretical knowledge, it's practical wisdom that has transformed the lives of countless elders I've worked with. Before we begin this journey together, I want you to approach this with an open mind. Some of what I share may contradict what you've been told by conventional sources. But remember, true wisdom often exists in the spaces between established beliefs. Subtle danger: the first milk you must avoid seems innocent enough. It's conventional, homogenized whole milk. While your grandparents may have thrived on farm-fresh milk, today's commercial dairy undergoes processing that fundamentally changes its nature. Modern homogenization forces milk through tiny tubes at high pressure, breaking down fat molecules into unnaturally small particles that can penetrate your intestinal lining in ways nature never intended. For seniors whose digestive systems are already becoming more permeable with age, these tiny fat globules can trigger immune responses that manifest as inflammation throughout your body. What many people don't realize is that when these micronized fat particles enter your bloodstream, they can contribute to arterial inflammation. Your body recognizes these particles as foreign invaders because they've been structurally altered from their natural state. This is particularly problematic for seniors already navigating cardiovascular concerns. The homogenization process also damages the delicate enzyme systems naturally present in milk that would normally help with digestion. Without these enzymes, your aging digestive system must work harder to process these foods, often leading to the gas, bloating, and discomfort many seniors attribute simply to getting older. But there's something even more concerning about conventional milk that rarely makes headlines. Modern dairy cows are often given hormones to increase production and antibiotics to prevent infection in crowded conditions. These compounds remain present in trace amounts in the final product. While regulatory agencies consider these levels safe, they haven't conducted specific studies on how these residues might affect older adults whose detoxification systems have naturally declined with age. Your liver and kidneys, which would normally filter these substances, may not function as efficiently as they once did, potentially allowing these compounds to accumulate over time. Unseen harm: the second milk that seniors should avoid might surprise you, as it's often marketed as a healthier alternative: ultra-filtered, lactose-free milk. While this product addresses lactose intolerance, it creates other problems particularly relevant to seniors. The ultrafiltration process removes lactose, but also eliminates beneficial compounds that support immune function. Many seniors turn to these products thinking they're making a healthier choice, but they're unknowingly trading one issue for another. During ultrafiltration, milk passes through membranes that trap lactose molecules, but also capture natural immunoglobulins and bioactive peptides that would otherwise support your immune system. These compounds become increasingly valuable as we age and face natural immune decline. Without them, you're consuming a product that's been stripped of its natural protective qualities. It's similar to eating fruit with all the fiber removed, technically still food, but missing crucial elements that make it truly nourishing. What's rarely discussed is how these processed milks affect your microbiome, which becomes increasingly fragile with age. Your gut bacteria play a crucial role in everything from mood regulation to immune function. Studies from Eastern medical traditions have long recognized that highly processed foods disrupt this delicate ecosystem. Ultrafiltered milk lacks the natural prebiotic compounds that would normally feed beneficial bacteria in your digestive tract. For seniors already experiencing age-related changes in gut flora, consuming these stripped-down products can accelerate microbiome degradation, affecting not just digestion, but cognitive function as well through what scientists now call the gut-brain axis. Deceptive marketing. The third milk that seniors should avoid is one surrounded by clever marketing: flavored almond milk with added sugars and thickeners. While plant-based alternatives can be beneficial, most commercial versions contain inflammatory additives that are particularly problematic for aging bodies. What looks like a healthy choice on the surface often hides ingredients that can undermine your health goals. These products typically contain carrageenan or guar gum as thickeners, compounds that create a creamy texture but can trigger intestinal inflammation in sensitive individuals. For seniors already navigating digestive sensitivities, these additives can exacerbate underlying issues. More concerning is the added sugar, often 10 to 12 grams per cup, which creates unnecessary blood sugar fluctuations. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating blood glucose, making these hidden sugars particularly problematic for metabolic health and cognitive function. The almond content in these beverages is also surprisingly low, typically only 2% actual almonds. This means you're not getting meaningful amounts of the nutrients you might expect from almonds, like protein, fiber, or vitamin E. Instead, you're consuming what is essentially flavored water with thickeners and sweeteners. The packaging often features images of whole almonds and claims about plant-based benefits, creating the impression of wholesomeness that the actual product doesn't deliver. This disconnect between marketing and reality leads many seniors to believe they're nurturing their bodies when they're actually consuming something closer to a dessert beverage than a nutritious milk alternative. Ancient wisdom. Now let's explore the milks that can genuinely support your health as you age. The first is perhaps surprising: properly prepared A2 milk. Unlike conventional dairy from Holstein cows, A2 milk comes primarily from heritage breeds like Guernsey or Jersey cows that produce milk with a different beta-casein protein structure. This seemingly small difference has profound implications for how your body processes this food, particularly as you age and become more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. A2 milk contains a form of casein that more closely resembles human breast milk and the milk consumed by our ancestors for thousands of years. The A1 protein common in conventional milk emerged through genetic mutations in European dairy herds only about 8,000 years ago, relatively recent in our evolutionary history. When A1 protein is digested, it releases a peptide called beta-casomorphin 7 that can trigger inflammatory responses in susceptible individuals. A2 milk avoids this issue entirely, making it significantly more compatible with senior digestive systems. What makes A2 milk truly beneficial for seniors is its bioavailable calcium content. As we age, calcium absorption naturally declines, contributing to bone density concerns. The calcium in A2 milk is bound to casein micelles in a way that enhances absorption, particularly when compared to isolated calcium supplements. Eastern healing traditions have long recognized the importance of consuming nutrients in their whole food context rather than as isolated compounds. A2 milk exemplifies this principle, providing calcium alongside synergistic nutrients like vitamin K2 and beneficial fats that support proper calcium utilization in the body, potentially reducing calcification in arteries while supporting bone structure. Life force. The second milk seniors should incorporate is truly exceptional, properly prepared organic full-fat kefir. This fermented dairy product transforms ordinary milk into a therapeutic food through the action of beneficial yeasts and bacteria. These microorganisms pre-digest the proteins and lactose, while creating compounds that actively support digestive and immune health, systems that naturally need more support as we age. Kefir contains over 30 strains of beneficial bacteria and yeasts, creating a complex probiotic ecosystem that helps restore balance to your microbiome. As we age, our gut diversity naturally declines, making foods like kefir increasingly valuable. These microorganisms don't just pass through your system, they can actually colonize your intestinal tract, creating lasting benefits. What's particularly valuable for seniors is kefir's ability to produce significant amounts of vitamin B12, a nutrient many older adults become deficient in due to reduced stomach acid and intrinsic factor production. This bacterial synthesis creates a highly bioavailable form of B12 that's easier for aging digestive systems to absorb than the B12 found in supplements or unfermented foods. The fermentation process also creates bioactive peptides with anti-inflammatory and immune-modulating properties. These compounds can help regulate the age-related inflammation that contributes to most chronic conditions affecting seniors. In monasteries throughout Asia, fermented foods have been used for centuries as longevity tools, not just as sources of nutrition but as medicine. Modern research is only beginning to understand what traditional wisdom has long recognized, that foods transformed through controlled fermentation develop therapeutic properties beyond their original nutritional value. For seniors specifically, the regularly consumption of living foods like kefir provides compounds that support the body's natural healing processes in ways particularly valuable as we age. Hidden treasure. The third milk that seniors should embrace might be unfamiliar to many: organic hemp milk made from the whole seed. Unlike commercial versions that often contain minimal hemp content, properly prepared hemp milk offers a remarkable nutritional profile, particularly suited to the needs of aging bodies. This plant-based option provides compounds increasingly recognized for their ability to modulate inflammation and support cognitive function. Hemp seeds contain the perfect 3.1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, matching what researchers believe is optimal for human health. This balance becomes increasingly important as we age and face higher levels of inflammatory compounds. The specific form of omega-3s in hemp, primarily alpha-linolenic acid, can be converted to the EPA and DHA forms, critical for brain health and inflammatory regulation. While this conversion becomes less efficient with age, consistent consumption of these precursors still provides meaningful support for cognitive function and vascular health. What truly sets hemp milk apart for seniors is its content of rare gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, an omega-6 fatty acid with potent anti-inflammatory properties. As we age, our bodies produce less GLA naturally, making dietary sources increasingly valuable. This compound helps regulate inflammatory processes throughout the body, potentially addressing the root cause of many age-related concerns, from joint discomfort to skin changes. Hemp milk also contains all 9 essential amino acids in bioavailable form, supporting muscle maintenance during aging when protein requirements actually increase rather than decrease. The presence of these complete proteins alongside beneficial fats creates a synergistic effect, enhancing the absorption and utilization of both nutrients in ways particularly valuable for senior metabolism. Essential knowledge. Now, I want to share the final milk, the one most overlooked yet potentially most beneficial for seniors seeking vitality in their later years. This is organic, unsweetened oat milk, fortified with algae-derived calcium and vitamin D3. This combination addresses multiple aspects of senior health simultaneously in ways neither dairy nor other plant milks can match. Oats contain a specific fiber called beta-glucan that has been extensively studied for its ability to regulate cholesterol levels and support heart health. When properly processed into milk, these soluble fibers remain intact, continuing to provide their cardiovascular benefits. What makes this particularly valuable for seniors is how beta-glucan interacts with the gut microbiome, serving as food for beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds help maintain the integrity of the intestinal barrier, which naturally becomes more permeable with age, a condition associated with systemic inflammation and numerous health challenges. The addition of algae-derived calcium represents a significant advancement in senior nutrition. Unlike rock-based calcium supplements or fortified foods using calcium carbonate, algae calcium comes from a living organism and contains trace minerals in ratios similar to human bone. This form has been shown in studies to be exceptionally well absorbed by older adults, even those with reduced stomach acid levels. When combined with vitamin D3, which becomes critically important as our skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D declines with age, this creates a powerful synergy for bone health. The vitamin D3 not only enhances calcium absorption, but also plays crucial roles in immune regulation and mood stabilization, areas where many seniors struggle silently. This carefully formulated combination addresses multiple age-related concerns simultaneously, making it an exceptionally valuable addition to a senior's daily routine. Inner transformation. Understanding these milk choices represents something far deeper than mere dietary advice. It symbolizes the wisdom that comes with aging. The ability to look beyond marketing claims and conventional thinking to make choices aligned with your body's true needs. By selecting foods that support rather than challenge your physiology, you're practicing a form of self-respect and self-care that acknowledges the changing needs of your body. The choices we make daily, like which milk to consume, might seem small in isolation, but these decisions compound over time, either supporting our vitality or gradually diminishing it. In Eastern philosophy, there's a concept called Wu Wei, effortless action that aligns with nature's flow. Choosing foods appropriate for your stage of life exemplifies this principle. Rather than fighting against your body's changing needs or clinging to habits that no longer serve you, you're moving harmoniously with the natural progression of life. This approach to nourishment extends far beyond physical health. When we consume foods that truly support our bodies, we experience greater clarity, emotional balance, and energy. These qualities enable us to remain engaged with life, to continue learning and contributing in meaningful ways. Many seniors I've worked with report that when they aligned their diet with their body's current needs rather than past habits, they experienced not just physical improvements, but a renewed sense of purpose and connection. This is the deeper transformation possible when we approach aging not as a battle against decline, but as a unique phase of life with its own wisdom and appropriate practices. Lasting impact. The choices you make about something as seemingly simple as which milk to consume can have profound ripple effects throughout your health and well-being. By avoiding inflammatory conventional milk, stripped ultra-filtered options, and sweetened plant milks with additives, you're removing hidden sources of inflammation and digestive stress. By embracing A2 milk, properly prepared kefir, hemp milk, and fortified oat milk, you're providing your body with compounds that actively support the systems that need the most care as you age. These changes might seem subtle at first, perhaps slightly improved digestion or more stable energy, but over weeks and months, the benefits compound. Many seniors report significant improvements in joint comfort, clearer thinking, better sleep quality, and more stable mood when they align their diet with their body's current needs rather than continuing patterns established decades earlier. The human body has remarkable capacity for renewal and resilience, even in later years, when given the appropriate support. I invite you to approach these recommendations not as restrictive rules, but as an opportunity to develop greater attunement with your body's wisdom. Notice how different foods make you feel. Observe changes in your energy, digestion, and overall vitality as you implement these adjustments. This attentiveness itself becomes a form of meditation, a mindful awareness of the relationship between what you consume and how you experience life. In this way, something as mundane as choosing which milk to purchase becomes a profound act of self-care and an acknowledgement of your body's evolving needs as you navigate the later chapters of life. Final insight. There's something I haven't yet shared that ties everything together, something the most vibrant centenarians I've studied understand intuitively. The power of these dietary choices extends beyond their physical effects. When you consciously select foods aligned with your body's current needs, rather than clinging to habits formed in earlier decades, you're practicing a form of mindfulness that affects your entire approach to aging. The seniors who thrive the longest don't see aging as something to fight against, but as a natural progression to be navigated with wisdom and grace. They don't cling to dietary patterns that served them in youth, but remain adaptive, listening to their body's changing signals. This responsiveness, this willingness to evolve, is perhaps the most powerful longevity practice of all. It represents a fundamental acceptance of life's natural rhythms, coupled with the wisdom to make choices that honor your current reality. This journey isn't about deprivation or rigid rules. It's about developing a relationship with your body based on present truth rather than past habits. The choices we've discussed today, from avoiding inflammatory milks to embracing nourishing alternatives, are simply concrete expressions of this deeper philosophy. When you select foods that truly support your current physiology, you're making a profound statement. I honor the body I have today, not the one I had 30 years ago. This shift in perspective ripples through every aspect of health and well-being, creating the foundation for a third age characterized by vitality, purpose, and joy rather than decline. This is the hidden wisdom of longevity that transcends any single food choice. The understanding that embracing change rather than resisting it creates the conditions where true vitality can flourish, no matter your chronological age.